Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right.
First time she's
So like right behind.
Ken, you still cold, huh? Still cold?
3-0 for the first time since 2019, but maybe a little tighter than you would have liked, given the turnovers there.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously disappointing. 10 and 9, 10 in the first half, 9 in the second. We had moments that I thought that, we just couldn't cash in offensively, where we were doing some good things defensively, putting ourselves in position, and we just couldn't break the 10. We were up 10, we just couldn't stretch it. That's something we got to learn how to do.
On the other hand, like you said, this thing.
Yeah, 28 field goals, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's what we talked about. It doesn't make sense to turn it over. And, we'll get better. I mean, I think their ball pressure was terrific. I thought their game plan, I mean, of course, when you have these two in Dallas, did a lot of work, to help the team win there. Of course, they were going to get their best effort and try to stop them. And, there were times we handled it well, and there was times we did.
A really tight rotation tonight. That by design, or that just kind of how the game worked?
Let's see, 7 players, a little 7 and 8. No, I think that's kind of where we're at. I don't think that was, Badu was actually ruled out for us, so she was a late scratch. I just liked what was happening. So that was a feel.
Coach, 27 minutes for T. I believe that's the most minutes she's played in Lynx uniform.
Yep.
And the teammates have referred to her calming presence a lot over the last couple of seasons, and just sort of good things seem to happen when the game threw her a little bit. How did you assess her performance?
That's her best. The best she's played. She really had a great training camp. And in the first 2 games, I didn't think were representative of what her training camp looked like, and so today did. She gave us great pace. She was the one that was leading the break, right? Where Court was the beneficiary. They were running the floor together, and T was really good. Defensively, she's so active, and and hopefully, the next part we add making free throws.
And for B, just sort of on the free throw that wasn't later in the game, it's sort of like there's confusion around your former teammate Napheesa Collier seemed to point out that at number 2, it's your free throw. Just kind of what happened in that sort of mix up, and what was kind of the conversation like on the court?
Well, they weren't clear who was shooting, so I just went up there.
Because initially they signal take foul.
Yeah.
Which there's not in under 2 minutes. So in that case, we would take the free throw.
Yeah, so took advantage of the situation. They were obviously yelling that it was T shot, and then Napheesa and I were just playing around. I really like so we were just, I was just joking with that flop, and then I heard the crowd, so I gave her a hug. All that, we were just joking.
Defensively in this one compared to the first game of the year?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Coach said, they upped the ante on me, start trapping every ball screen. So, honestly, I got to be ready to deal with that from every team. So, and I will be. So it ain't no smoke. We good.
7 assists and a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, huh?
It's gonna be better.
30. In the back.
Facts. She locked in. She on a mission this year. She knows it's her year to go get that MVP. So we need her to do this every night. We successful when she come out and she play like the MVP of this league. So she know what she got to do, and she needs to listen to me more. I get her easy buckets, man. Ain't that right, Fee?
Looking at I listen to my point guard.
Thank you.
What were you saying out there that you were able to pick your spots and do what you do?
I think just being really patient. They're flooding the paint a lot, and they're really athletic. So getting them up in the air, trying to hit my open shooters when they are flooded, just really making reads instead of going too fast, trying to slow myself down.
Can you talk about what you saw from your fellow UConn alum? How do you think she's shaping up for the pros, and what advice would you give to her as a rookie?
I think Paige is going to be really good. She's a 3-level scorer. She's a great passer. You know, rookie year is really hard, so I would just tell her there's going to be up and downs. But from what I'm seeing, she's staying aggressive in these first couple games. So I would tell her to keep doing that and lead the team. Point guard is a hard position, especially when you're young. But you know, take advantage of the position she's in. She's going to play a lot of minutes, so I'm excited for her.
Coach, on the plus side, obviously, the 3-0 for the first time since, I think, 2019. And you really haven't necessarily played a complete game yet, have you?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think all of us would say that, in the first 3 games of the season, there's still things that we're trying to strengthen, for sure. But, I think, and also, I think we've also been terrific at times, in the games, right? And so I think we were doing that a little earlier than maybe what we did last year. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely more for us to do, especially, we get whole as a roster, and then just really start to work on, the rotation of players and, bringing some of the others along with us.
There are a lot of Washington, actually, now 15-5. Quite a lot, and what was the best
I think that's probably a question for them.
I didn't hear what you said either.
15-5, we were down in the first time out. It's a message.
I think our team is really good at staying steady. Like, we know what we have to do. We knew we had to lock in on defense. They were getting really easy shots. We were over-rotating on things. But we're really good, I think, at not panicking. Even when they went on the run at the end, like, yes, we were messing up, but we're not pointing fingers. We're trying to be efficient and what needs to be better, getting a stop on the next play. So I think we're really calm. Like, yes, we were locked in saying that what we need to change. But I think this team is really resilient. It was last year. I see it this year. I think it's our greatest, superpower, honestly. Yeah, I think we're resilient from the beginning. We beat Seattle at home, at their home for their first game, that we won in overtime, for our first game. So I think we saw it from the beginning last year too.
Just shove it. Especially in game stretches.
If that counts, you have 4 offensive rebounds in 1 possession on her own shot. Now Jess is off. She's so persistent. It's great.
I just think get multiple goals starting and different minutes, lead the team in rebounds, bring that grittiness to the post. It's like how essentially she.
I mean, Jess, like you just said, she do all the little things, man. Whether she playing 18, 30, it don't really matter. Like, she gonna come in and she gonna do her job and she gonna do it well. Like I've been saying, she gonna be huge for us, man. To have her have 10 rebounds, like, that's insane, bro. So, Jess gonna be huge for us.
Just as fun to play with. I think she's a player that makes the people around her better, just through her passing and the way that she's being aggressive on the boards. It shows that, we need to be doing that too. She can't do all the work herself. So I've always really loved playing with Jess, and I'm glad she's coming back and doing exactly what she always does.
Coach, the first time in my life, Ford played 15 straight minutes in the first half.
Mine too. Actually, we said that, and I'll let Court elaborate on this, but 33 minutes might be a high in a Lynx uniform. 15 straight, 33. Well, how are you doing it? How are you able to?
Look, man, I told Cheryl last season. So let me tell y'all the backdrop. I'm gonna make it quick. So in the beginning of the season, Cheryl said, I need you to go out there, give me everything you got. I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna put you back in. So when I give everything I got the first season, I said, all right, I need one. But then that turned into like, oh, well, we're gonna sub you at this time. And it became like this NBA subbing. So I just leaned into it. But then for some reason, she thought I wasn't in shape. So I'm like, I came into this season like, Cheryl, you can play me. I'm good. So now she playing me and she see that I'm good.
Oh, was it
That's what I'm
overtime?
trying to tell you. I'm in shape, man. Shout
You're
out.
more in shape this year than you were last year. I would agree.
Man, I've been in shape, you hear me? Cheryl just see it more now.
Did you have a follow-up? Is that your question or not?
Shows.
You know, having Shep, having Land back up there, does that kind of open up playing T and court a little bit more now that kind of have more size underneath, or is it kind of irrelevant?
I don't necessarily know that it's about court and T. I mean, yes, it's nice to have Jess and Landon playing these three together at times. I just think it's something that we like. It's going to be a little bit harder with our sort of our roster choices and where we're deeper, because we're not that deep over there with Courtney and T. So I think as the season evolves, you know, we're certainly going to, any chance we can, we like it, for where the roster's at right now. You know, as long as Courtney is able to play and gets her turnovers down and, you know, and T plays good, then we're going to keep looking at it.
I wanted to ask you about the sort of Frost t-shirt.
Yeah.
As busy as you are, how much we watch them play.
I haven't had a chance. I know last night's game, I know the result of that, tough one in overtime. But certainly, you know, share with the team too, like they're in the finals of the BWHL. They'll play again tomorrow night on the road and then 2 games, over at Excel. So rooting for them. I mean, it's just, as these guys know, it's incredible to be in the finals. You know, they're doing it again. Yeah, I mean, we're rooting for them.